Hey, Mahogany, Steven here. Sorry for the delay in getting back to you, but so I was doing a lot of research into your website, your competitors, and both, the gift wrapping service side as well as the event decor side of things. And the great news is there's a lot we can do to optimize your presence on Google and Google My Business listings. As we talked, right? If you go find a new service, you're either going to one, type it into Google, or two, ask your friends and then go find them on Google afterwards, right? So, it's really important that we get this website of yours dialed in and everything. And I kind of just want to show some of the research that I was doing on you versus your competitors here. So this is a software that I own, and it shows where you show up in the Google My Business map pack, depending on where in a certain area that you're searching. And so if you're not familiar with the Google My Business map pack, let's go back out here. So if you type in like gift wrapping service to Google, the first thing that pops up is this little 3-pack here, the GMB or Google My Business little map pack. And as you can see, there's only 3 spots in this, but Google wants to show locally relevant results. So actually, what is listed in these top 3, what's going on here, changes as you move from location to location. And yeah, let's pull up a study to show kind of how important this is here. It's the Bright Local SERP clicks study. And I know there's a lot of information in here, so I'm just going to kind of boil it down here. But so we can kind of look at this, and this shows where certain clicks go to people that are searching for something. And, as you can see here, it's, the ads are at the top of the page, but that only gets about, 14% of clicks. And really the bulk of the clicks is either in the organic search results, which is where, your website would pop up, just the normal listings of websites, what we think of traditionally. And then another large portion goes to the Google Map Pack results here, in this top 3 right here. So, and then if we break this down a little bit further, number 1 in the GMB map pack actually gets approximately 17% of all clicks, and it, decreases exponentially from there. And, the same thing kind of goes for the search results. The number 1 result gets by far most of the clicks, and from there on, far fewer. And as you can see here, if you want to access more than just the top 3 in the map pack, only actually 2.3% of people searching for something actually go in and find anything beyond the top 3 that are listed there. So what this tool does is show where you're ranking in there. And as you can see, there's a lot of red, a lot of 20s. If you're, 20 or below, it just shows up as a 20. So that's why they're all 20s, except for a couple spots here. But basically what that means is for the keyword gift wrapping service, which is probably one of the top ones that someone would type in if they're looking for what you offer, it's extremely hard for anyone to find you on the internet. And let's kind of zoom in here. We're lagging a little bit. Move myself out of the way. So you're ranking number 7 in 2 spots across the metro area for that keyword. And we can also go in and look at who is ranking number 1, who are the competitors in each specific location. So where you're ranking number 7 here, there's a paper source store that's outranking you for the keyword gift wrapping service. And as you can see, from here and from the research that I've done is Papersource is on its way to pretty much dominating the market for all sorts of gift services. So it's really, really important that we, get optimizing you as soon as possible, because, if we're looking at gift wrapping service, Google does a lot of things to determine who should be ranked number one. And what they want to do is they want to provide, the best, most relevant results to people. And so there's a variety of ways that people can optimize their Google My Business and their websites so you can rank higher in Google, so you're more relevant to the people searching for that. So as you can see here, one of the things is reviews, their flagship store. I'm assuming that's downtown-ish. They have 109 reviews already. And another thing that's really important is adding like real pictures of your team, your business, your store, whatever. And as you can see, they've got, a decent amount of photos going already. So yeah, those are two things that are really important for ranking factors. There's a whole lot of other things. I'm not trying to hide them from you. I'm not trying to play all smoke and mirrors here, but there's about 50 plus things that are really, really important that really go into optimizing, your GMB listing and your website. And I don't want to get, too into the weeds with all the technical stuff. But the thing is, what I really want to say to you, that maybe other people in my space won't say, is, there's a certain point where, you're able to catch up to the competition, and there's a certain point where they're kind of too far gone to really catch them without, probably going negative in expenditures, right? And you're kind of on the tail end here of being able to catch these guys. Once they get a couple hundred reviews in here, and they seem to be getting a lot of positive reviews, once they add so many different photos in here, which it seems like they're well on their way doing, it's going to be, for all intents and purposes, very, 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 very hard to catch up to them. So, whether you go and do this yourself, you partner with me to do this, or you find somebody else, I just want to be completely transparent with you. You have to definitely hop on the Google optimization game very, very soon, because also it is a long-term game. We can't get you into the top 3 here overnight. We can see some pretty significant gains by just doing some optimization with some keywords and stuff. So I just want to show you some of my other clients and what their heat maps look like. And I know that these people are not in the same space as you. They're not gift wrapping service, and they're not event decor. But the good thing is Google's algorithm is the same across everything, right? All they want to do is show really relevant content that's local to the area, especially when it comes to service-based businesses. And so this is a pressure washing client I have in Oshawa, which is in Ontario, Canada. And they're, with the exception of a couple fours, that's even in the water too. So if you're searching from there anyway, but they're in the top 3 all across their service area. So when someone searches for pressure washing, they will come up, and it's very, very easy to find them on Google. And I would love to show you the call data that we have, but unfortunately, that's protected by privacy policy and things like that. I just can't show people's phone calls and things like that. But, as you know, as well as I do, being people that have used the internet for some time, right? We're not super old. We understand that the power of being able to be found on Google is really, really great. And the only way to really grow your business exponentially in this day and age is to optimize for Google, because I would hate to see you, you're super ambitious. You've got a ton of things you want to do, whether, you know, it's expanding your existing services. And I know you said you wanted to go into teaching gift wrapping classes and things like that. And I think you're doing a great thing for the community. And I would just hate to see you just, you know, only be able to grow linearly with the referral business that you're currently really relying on. So yeah, and let me just show you another one, really competitive niche, which is dental implants. Excuse me. And yeah, you know, in the northern part of his service area, this dentist is, you know, largely in the top 3, and we're currently working on optimizing what's going on more in the southern areas here. But, you know, the point is, I have a lot of proven techniques that can help you rank better in Google My Business and in the organic rankings. And that's, you know, those are the 2 things that are going to get you the calls, the interested customers and stuff via Google. And yeah, so let me just show, where are we here? I also ran the keywords for event decorator, you know, probably one of the top keywords for that arm of your business, and you're not showing up at all. So, you know, we really need to hop on the train, because that's also, you know, relatively competitive. But, you know, there's a lot we can do. The great news is there is a lot we can do. You know, you're not forever doomed in the red here. We can get you looking at some green. So let me just pull up the gift wrapping service again, and, you know, we'll show you where your competitors are at. So even where you're doing okay, but, you know, only 2% of people actually see, you know, ranking number 3 or below. You know, so the number 1 is the paper source in Edina. We can flip the map here. Right. So this is what they're looking like. You know, they're well on their way to dominating the market, and they, you know, they have multiple locations and stuff like that. But it's the things that I've talked about. It's, you know, adding more pictures to your GMB, you know, optimizing for certain keywords. We would also like to add more in-depth content on your website, right? Because Google can only give you credit for what you write about. You know, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, you know, Google and the big tech companies aren't exactly mind readers just yet. So, you know, you really have to have a lot of words on the page of your website to really optimize yourself for Google. And, you know, like I said, whether you go with me, you do this yourself, or you go with somebody else, that's totally okay. But I just want to be totally transparent with you. You know, with what just one location of your competitor, what was it, Paper Source here, what they're doing, you really need to get on Google optimization right away before it's, you know, kind of an insurmountable challenge to catch up to these guys. But, you know, I love your story. I love, you know, the unique kinds of wrapping papers that you're doing. And I would just really hate to see you kind of locked behind these, you know, big corporate guys and their websites, you know, super boring and everything. I looked at them like, you know, you're someone that's fun and has a personality and is really trying to do better things in the community. So I would love to help you optimize yourself on Google. So please just reach out to me with any questions that you have.